Hi, Bill Kipp. Welcome to this issue of Whiplash. Today I want to talk about the subject of men teaching women self-defense. We're all in this to really provide a powerful insight, powerful transformation in our students. And when you can get a woman who might have been through some sort of trauma and get to work through that and take back her life, it's one of the most fulfilling things that we could ever experience. However, I've learned long ago that we men are pretty clueless as to a lot of the issues that women are dealing with when they come in through our doors to take our courses. Back in the late 80s when I got involved with this stuff, we were working with women with pretty serious trauma issues. Now, I was just a guy. We had a whole team of women specialists. One of them was a psychologist who specialized in traumatic issues for women. And I learned back then that when it comes to women's issues, I was an ogre. I knew nothing. I was an ex-Marine. I was a guy. And I knew how to get in. Self-defense was about having fun, whooping it up, and doing all that fun stuff. Whereas for women, it's a completely different experience. First off, if they're coming in your doors, they're probably coming in to get over some traumatic experience that happened to them, could have happened to someone they love, which is still traumatic to them, or it could be a worse fear. But when they come in, it's really a statement of extreme vulnerability for them to go, you know what, it's scarier for me to stick with the status quo than it is to walk in your door and take this self-defense course that is scaring the hell out of me. For us guys, it's a whole different ballgame. So it's very important that we're cognizant and sensitive to as many issues that the women are facing as possible. When I started teaching, I had one demeanor. It was ex-Marine. And I had to learn how to really soften my demeanor. I had to learn how to talk softly. I had to learn how to change my body language. I had to learn how to connect with these women. They're coming in, again, very vulnerable. So they are not impressed with us telling them how many people we've beat up or how many fights we've been in, how many black belts we've been in, how many people we've killed in this war or that. They don't care about that. In fact, that scares the hell out of them. They want to know, sure, they want to know they can trust us, but the most important thing is that they want to know that we're able to be empathetic towards them, and we're not some bonehead guy who can't tune in to have some empathy. There's no way we can tune in completely to what they're going through, but we can be aware of what they're going through and at least be empathetic and sensitive to that. So, some important things when you teach a class for women. You want to start off very, very slowly. I sit them around in a circle. I tell them my story. And when I do that, I tell them the story to let them know I'm credible, but let them know that fear really ruled my journey. For a lot of us, that's what got us into martial arts in the first place. I let them know that I had a rough childhood, and my life became a journey to get rid of that fear that was so prevalent. And it wasn't until I learned how to fight for someone else that I actually had that breakthrough of fear into power. Women will oftentimes not fight for themselves, but they sure as hell will fight for their loved ones, their baby. They know they've got Mama Bear in there. We just have to help them discover it. So we start off very slowly. We let them introduce each other. We let them tell their stories. We give them a basic contextual framework for what we're going through and make it as less threatening as possible. I say we're going to go through awareness journey, awareness of how not to be a soft target, awareness of the common mistakes people make, and awareness of how to be more assertive so we don't draw the bad guys to in the first place. We do verbal boundaries. We learn how to back somebody off, kind of like a cat cornered by a dog. And it's not about big muscles or fancy techniques. It's just about saying you need to get out of my space or I will back it up. And then the fights, we keep them real simple, but most importantly, you're going to learn that the adrenaline and fear are your best friends. People do amazing things. Women pick up cars off pinned children with this amazing power of adrenaline. We're going to teach you how to tap into that. See how I'm talking about it, just in a low-level, non-threatening way. They're already threatened. When you do the fights with them, it's really important that you do not give them more than they're ready for. The first fight we do is just eye strikes and knees to the groin, and that's hard enough for them, but we do it in a very supportive way. The rest of the class is cheering for them. We go through just step-by-step process to get them to that point. The biofeedback is very important. Now, I'm going to show you a video here where it's these two guys fighting this one woman. Now, I don't know how long they've been working with this woman, but the intensity that they're fighting her with, I hope they've got a whole lot of, maybe years working with this woman. The first guy does okay, but the second guy makes it go way too long, and he's not giving biofeedback. If the woman is doing something right, and we're not giving positive biofeedback, they're going to get really frustrated, and to the level of where this guy takes it, where he literally pins her down and holds her and talks to her. Man, you're really running a risk, a razor's edge of traumatizing the hell out of this woman. If she's got any kind of history, definitely she'll be traumatized, and then she may need to go back to therapy or whatever. You probably will never see her again. So the point being is that we're not therapists, but this is a very powerful process, and we want to give them a transformational experience, but we don't want to re-traumatize them in the process. First, do no harm, a Hippocratic oath that all doctors go through. We need to follow that same thing. So follow this, look at this video. I've got another video later on where I'm fighting a woman from Ramcat who we had been working with for a number of hours to see how quick the fight is, how I set her up for success, I do my body language, biofeedback, all that stuff. And I'm going to give you some other resources to learn how to start getting educated about women's issues so that you can be a more effective teacher. And that's the point. That's why we do this stuff. So thanks for watching this. It's a journey for sure, and let's just jump right in.